makes me weak. All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know set me if it go flee. Me have to take away me say. Me have to take away me say. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out of sight. Me have to take away myself. I have to take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Shorty, I cleave her eyes. I said, yeah, I find you very hard to resist. But this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, I play. But soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. I am Franco, and I will be linking up with Thaddius in a few minutes. So stick and stay. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back.
Take away myself. I have to utilize I breathe. Shorty, I had clean pair of heels. I said, been there, done that, don't need it again, yeah. I'm not a masochist who won't play your game, yeah. To all you move, you have me way to the core. Sayonara, hot girl gone through the door. Take away ourselves. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah,
Hi, this is Pam Hall, and I'm inviting you to hang out with Thaddius and Franco on the Real Stuff podcast. They're such great company.
Consider this. Discolored nails can be a sign of onychomycosis, nail fungus.
Yes, welcome to the Real Stuff podcast. Those of you just joining us, welcome. Thaddius, morning, sir, top of the morning.
Morning, top of the morning to you, top of the morning to all our listeners and viewers all over the globe. How are your morning going so far?
So far, so good.
Yeah, we are back to sunshine. Sunshine and green, man. Sunshine and green.
Sunshine and green.
Yeah.
I like that. Sunshine and green.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you have the sunshine brown, but we are always green.
In the summer, you might be getting a lot of rain.
Oh, yeah. We love the rain, man. We love the rain because it keeps everything green and pretty and, nice air quality, very, very low sound quality,
Okay.
Noise. Yeah.
I hear you.
That's happen when you live in the rural, man. We are away from the maddening crowd.
All right.
Vehicles are from us. We have vehicles that come through here, but it's one way in, one way out. So the traffic is not great, not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just enough to keep us traveling,
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have people. We don't have people who's just passing by because you pass by outside. When you come in the community, you are in. You want to come in or to go out, not just driving through. There's no drive through.
I hear you, sir.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try see if we can link up with what's his name, Kenrol this morning.
Kenrol.
Yes. So
yes.
in the meantime, I want you to imagine this. All right, from the artist himself, Rasatiba. So just check this out until we link up with Mr. Daniel in St. Vincent.
Yes, imagine. Me nah suppress it. The lion spirit. Me nah suppress it. Imagine a place where some people find their only source of drinking water from unclean trenches, and where success is measured by scars and bruises. Imagine a place where dreams relate to unpleasant memories that manifest into harsh reality of everyday life. Imagine a place where you hold on to the now as a slim reminder that tomorrow is a possibility when you make it through the entire day. Imagine a place where wishes are illegal and opportunities are non-existent. So the next time you imagine, picture me. We nah suppress it, the lion spirit. We nah suppress it. We nah suppress it, the lion spirit. We nah go suppress it. We nah go suppress it, the lion spirit. We nah suppress it. Imagine. Suppress it, the lion spirit. We nah go suppress it. We nah go suppress it, the lion spirit. We nah suppress it. Imagine.
Imagine. I want you to imagine this as we have Mr. Kenrol Daniels out St. Vincent this morning, and he has some stuff he wants to tell us. So just listen to this carefully. Top of the morning, Mr. Daniels. Top of the morning.
Good morning to you and yours.
Yes, how you doing, sir? How is everything? How are you and the family?
Everything is totally fine. No problem. Just leaving my gate, traversing down to my up.
Okay. How is the humanitarian help? How is the humanitarian help? Is it coming on?
It's from my end. It seems to be coming on. From other people's end, it's not going on.
Okay.
But from what I've seen. Because, as I said before, like in everything, you will have some who are satisfied and some that are not.
Absolutely.
You would not satisfy everyone at the same time.
That is so true. That is so true.
There is somebody who always have a need for something else.
Yeah, and they're going to find complaints, you know. But if it's general, if it's
Exactly.
the same complaint you're hearing as you go around, that means there's something definitely happening that shouldn't be happening. No, there was a video that was.
Before we go to that, Frank, just an update on the volcano.
Well, the volcano erupted again yesterday. The ash, like it went in a different direction than the previous times. I guess it's because of the wind shifting. But yesterday afternoon, I was inside when I heard the news. It's going again. And you look outside and up in the air, it's filled with ash again.
Okay.
You know, so it we are wondering now, when will this thing really rest? When will it ease up?
Was it a big one or is it smaller each time?
It's not as big as before, but I might not know it totally because, like I said, the wind took the ash in another direction.
Okay, what direction?
So sometimes, well, it looks like it went west because it was drifting.
West is
out to sea, just in the Caribbean Sea.
Okay, no landmass close by.
No way close by on the west. When you go west, you're going straight over to Central America.
Okay. All right.
So no way it's close by there.
Okay.
Anyway, Mr.
But
Daniel.
the question.
Go. All right, finish up.
The question, like I say, is when will it finish? And if we are in limbo.
When will it go
the question being asked. Right.
When will it go back? It's not going away.
Yeah, that's a big question.
Yes.
We're wondering when.
All right, I want to ask you something because I saw a video last Friday, or maybe it came out before that, but I got it last Thursday, and it was some health minister was saying that for people who wants to go in the shelter, they have to be vaccinated. This morning you sent me a video with a young lady in a state. She was supposed to have a baby, but can you finish the conversation we had and tell me why she was in that terrible state?
This is wickedness. COVID-19 and the authorities have the countries in a state. Right now, the fear of COVID is worse than COVID itself. And this woman went to her, well, I received the video last night.
Okay.
And I was trying to make sense of it. Because the video itself did not really explain what took place. So I was wondering why this woman went at the hospital to have a delivery of a baby, and then she's been seen with the umbilical cord hanging from her womb, hanging down to the floor, because she's on the bench sitting in the waiting area, and there's blood on the floor in front of her. Her two legs are open. She lays back on the bench, and the cord hanging from her vagina down to the floor, and there's blood on the floor. So she has had a baby, and the person who took the video was describing what was taking place, but they were not totally clear. So I called somebody and I found out from them what happened. Now she went to have her baby, or her baby is due.
Okay.
And she was told she's going to be tested for COVID. They took the test, and while waiting on the results, the baby was coming.
Yeah.
And they did not bother with her. They just leave her there. And bam, baby came. right on the floor.
Wow, man.
So what
Let it be
happened
known that
afterwards,
the video is
I
too
do not know,
graphic. Let it be known to you,
Yes, I
viewers
know,
this
I
morning.
know, I
No,
know.
I'm telling them that the video is too graphic.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I will not show it, and I don't even want to reveal the face of the young lady also. So we're gonna hold
Correct.
that back. All right.
Yeah, but like I told you before, I didn't realize you were with the broadcast
Yeah, yes.
videos. I thought it was just for your eyes only,
Not really.
So then we just talk about what took place.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay. But you see, this I don't know, boy.
But it has been circulating also on the international news that the Prime Minister is also insisting that people are heading into the shelter must be prepared to be vaccinated.
Man, something about this COVID that is wicked. It is wicked. The people in government are losing their mind. They're losing their common sense.
But is there an opposition party that is against this, or somebody?
The opposition party, well, they are. You see, we all want to look good in the eyes of the public. So we are being told to vaccinate. So the leader of the opposition went on TV and took his vaccine along with the Prime Minister.
They must show solidarity.
So yes, so in this case, it's hard for the opposition to really come out against the government over COVID.
Okay, I see.
Because they all want to be seen obeying protocol.
Yeah, but it's not about COVID now. It's about that COVID should not be put ahead of rescue. People you have to look at their
it's all related. It's all related. Vaccine, COVID, testing, it's all related. It's one family. One big family.
What I'm saying, if lava is coming down and burning up my house and my stuff, I have to run with my kids for safety. Nobody should be telling me that before you can run, you have to take the vaccine.
That is where the wickedness come in. That's why I said it is wicked.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And it's like they are going dotish because they're trying to please somebody.
So the opposition aligned with the ruling party, because the Prime Minister and the opposition leader sat down and took their vaccine together. Solidarity.
Yeah, the opposition has no backbone.
I am not against vaccine totally, but
I don't have a view on the vaccine, taking or not. My view is that if people are in a crisis, you deal with that crisis first.
They make it look.
Crisis.
They're making it look as though the COVID is so dangerous that whatever move we make, it has to be with caution. It is so dangerous. I mean, the fear of COVID is worse than COVID itself.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Our people is trying to make it out that way, which is
my view,
which is kill us.
In my view, I can't find 10 people in civilization that have COVID.
Oh, really?
I would bet anyone that.
No, man.
There's a sign. There's a sign. There's a sign of COVID in St. Vincent. The only sign is what the government is saying. Wear mask, distance. That's the only sign. From that, there's no other sign. And I know 2 person that died.
Let me ask you
who
something.
Instead had COVID and they did not have it.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Daniel.
Franco, between St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Barbados, Grenada, all these countries' numbers are very low. So I don't think it necessitates that kind of panic that is happening in St. Vincent now.
Exactly. There's a need for it. But we all want to look good, obeying protocol, and that now have us going like crazy. You enter a store without a mask. By the time you step on your mat, a big hand says, "Stop! Wear a mask." No, nothing wrong with that. I ain't nothing against that. But is the urgency with it?
Yeah.
If people was dropping dead in Kingston Street, then I could see a reason for that. But we can't see anyone who is sick. I don't know if anyone right now who is sick with COVID. I know the pastor of my church had a son come in from Canada, and he was quarantined, as we all expect that to happen. But the pastor is against the government protocol on COVID, and he called the prime minister and talked to him. So they know him, they know each other. The pastor talk against the doctors here, so they don't like him. And the pastor's son came in from Canada, and he was quarantined for 24 days. 24 days, and had zero COVID. Now the pastor asked them for the results, for this certificate of the results, and up to now they can't produce it because there's none. So the matter is in court. The people want to tell us that there's COVID. There's the COVID. My wife's uncle died 3 days after testing negative for COVID. 3 days after, we took care of him. The death certificate marked COVID. Wickedness.
COVID related.
Anyway, so if he had COVID, I was supposed to have COVID too.
Anyway, Mr. Daniels, hold a minute. I'm going to bring Teddy in on this conversation this morning, along with some other stuff that we're going to discuss. So hold the line, don't go nowhere, okay?
Okay.
Royalty, my friend. Pulsating, vibrating, reggae, reggae, reggae. Very sky, rock, a steady mental. A quadrillion, a kumina. You can fill your belly with a coconut jelly, mango, papa, cane and Guinea. There's ackee and a saltfish and a roast yam and banana. Curried goat and a managed water. The Sunday special if you like a revival. Catholic, Baptist or Pentecostal. The house of Jah is there, have no fear. Walk right ahead and get your share. I'm walking on sand. I'm holding your hand. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland. In my own homeland. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland. A homeland, my own homeland. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland. My own homeland.
This is your very own sports, music, and lifestyle podcast with Thaddius and Franco. Welcome.
Oh mama, oh mama, oh mama, keep on loving me so well. I met a boy the other day, got the sweetest loving ever come my way. Do anything I say.
Each and every Monday at this time, we'll link up with Mr. Teddy Laidley all the way from Kingston, Jamaica with the really current. Top of the morning, Teddy, top of the morning.
Well, top of the morning, it's a beautiful sunshine here in Kingston, Jamaica. And as the good book says, I look up onto the hills from when cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord.
Well, young Flavors just a model for me with the sunshine this morning because we have a bleak in here. My skies are grey.
Well, our skies are blue. Yes, David. And we call a clouded sky this morning, you know, and the wind is playing harmony in nature here this morning. It's a cool Monday morning.
I can tell you, yes, Wolipa Madeline. For the people in St. Vincent, they don't have that cool this morning. We have on the line this morning with us, Teddy, Mr. Kenrol Daniel out of St. Vincent. And we were talking a little bit about some of the things that they require for people going into the shelter. They have to be tested. They have to be vaccinated, actually. Not tested, vaccinated, right, Mr. Daniel?
Well, that was the talk.
Okay.
But that did not happen.
Oh, so it's tested. It's a COVID test.
No, whether tested or vaccinated, it did not happen.
Okay.
They wanted for it to happen. Mm-hmm. That was their wish. But that was too out of the way. So it just did not happen.
But the baby mother, she was tested, right?
Say again?
The baby mother, she was tested before the result came back. She had the baby on the bench.
Yes, she had the baby before the result came back.
Okay.
While they were waiting on the results, the baby was coming.
Mm-hmm.
I just one question. Does the shelter adhere to the protocol? Because, you know, when you're in a shelter and you're talking about more persons than one could imagine, is the protocol and the protocol of distancing mandated?
I went to 2 shelters, and every 10 person, you have about 4 with masks. To me, the distancing is not really kept. You know, you see, they were good from the start, from the 1 or the 2, but the 3, 4, 5 things just back to normal. Things just back to normal.
Okay.
They cannot maintain distancing with friends and
I would imagine that it's going to have to be impossible because even here, I don't know, when we have hurricane here in the Caribbean and with regards to person being housed in shelter, you know, the sad thing about it is that some of the protocol have to go through the window because you the overcrowded, in terms of the accommodation is not norm. So you try to bring in as many people as possible.
Exactly. So you have to weigh the balance between the danger of the disease and the availability of the protocol.
Yeah. Because you see, as a matter of fact, in this morning newspaper here in Jamaica, the Jamaica Observer, there was an article that stated it's not anything anyone would want to experience. Vincent speak about life in the volcano hit Caribbean island. There are 2 persons here. There's Shalisa Small 30, who live in, how do you pronounce it? It's Owiah. Owiah. She lives in Owiah, a town situated in close proximity to the volcano, which established as a danger zone. She told the Observer that her family is now separated. It's scary. I was at work when the first explosion happened, I had to run to the supermarket to get what I could needed later that Friday evening. The ashes started to fall and more explosion. At first, it was a sight scene because it is something I've never experienced or seen. Now, she is 30 and the last eruption was 41 years ago. So therefore, she didn't even exist. So
Right.
it should have been, as you said, and never experienced or seen. But then things got drastic when the heavy rumbling, lightning, and more ashes started. She recalled, my entire family is staying in two different areas because of where I'm living in the countryside. My family relocated from the red zone to the safe zone. I don't know of the condition of my village yet, but from small video clips, we have seen many house roof falling. A village called Sandy Bay is affected the most in the windward side of the island. The first time I hear the rumbling, I started to tremble and cry, while my mother just lay there praying. It's not anything anyone wants to experience. Right now, the country is in a mess. I just reading the words and visualize it because the one good thing about it with social media, a lot of people get a chance to see inside because unfortunately, everybody seems to become a reporter because of Facebook Live and WhatsApp Live and Instagram Live. So everybody now become a reporter. But the good thing about it is that this is not like our friend up north saying fake news. Because the one thing all of the video and the social network have in common, they have footage. And these are not made footage.
Exactly.
Right? And so people get a chance to see what actually is happening.
Yes.
That's true. That's true.
But can you imagine, Teddy, when we had Gilbert, we had no form of communications at all. We had nothing.
Well,
we couldn't show
Gilbert
anything.
is what, 34 years ago?
Yeah.
33 years ago. And there are several hurricanes and natural disasters that passed through the Caribbean, and we were not. Well, let us put it this way. 41 years ago, when that happened, and even when the Montserrat volcano take place, we didn't have the coverage that we have today. Because as I said, the social media is a double-edged sword. It portrays good and it portrays bad. And sometimes we are very insensitive in the way how sometimes we use it, especially, for example, accidents. Instead of persons helping people in accidents, they use the opportunity to video and to send.
Yes.
Right? And again, it helps out in terms of evidence because when things are being breached and tampered with, then at least you're able to see that in terms of footage.
Yes.
And now the only thing I can say is that your private life don't remain private because out of that situation, a member of our parliament here in Jamaica, although it does differ a little bit, his life had been turned upside down because he thought he was having a private conversation that turned violent with a female companion, but somebody somewhere was videotaping it. So it's one of those double-edged swords. Damn if you do and damn if you don't.
Yeah.
Mr. Daniel, I have a question to ask about the international communities. What have they been doing so far?
We have been receiving help.
Okay.
Yesterday, Yeah, well, yes, it was Sunday. Saturday, stuff came in from Guyana.
Okay.
Actually, I want to go down to the port to take some footage, but I did not get through because a
lot of stuff is coming in because Jamaica and our banking sector have contributed because one of the things that the cry here is that in terms of water, and so our water supplier, our bottled water supplier here in Jamaica is responding very very well to your needs down there. And I can tell you one thing that I appreciate. Before the international community came in, the CARICOM stood up and helped Gonzales.
Yes.
And I can tell you something. Yes. He is one of the well-liked prime minister within the region. You know, like among the Caribbean people, and he's like among the Caribbean leaders. And then, as you know, his close connection with Jamaica, being a university student here in the late 60s, during the time when what's his name out of Guyana was pronounced Nonglate.
Walter Rodney, and he was at the time attending school when Peter Phillips was there, who was the former opposition leader, and Trevor Monroe, all those leaders of the 70s who enter politics. So he is well liked, and I think that's even make it a little bit easier, you know, that people rescue to him. He's oftentimes outspoken. But you know, and radical in some of his thinking. But like I said, that's Rob Gonzales.
Yeah. Well,
I had the pleasure of meeting him. Yes.
A little bit here. We would have lost a ship on Saturday, bringing supplies from St. Lucia.
Yes.
A boat sank on Saturday afternoon.
Well, too much goods coming in?
Well, I don't know if it's too much, but there were 3 crew members on board who were rescued by another ship.
Okay.
So we would have lost some goods on Saturday around 4:40 p.m.
Wow, is it bad weather?
Say again?
Was it bad weather between there and the channel there?
We don't know the details. I don't know the details of the accident. You know.
Okay. I know you will give us find out a little bit more, so at least we know what is happening, so we can share this with person, because we from where we stand here, I would say it's not a sabotage. So it might have just be bad weather or mechanical failure or something like that.
Yeah, one of the two. But it's really unfortunate, eh? Very unfortunate.
Yeah, but question, Daniel. From Friday gone would have been what? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Since
Friday.
the volcano?
Yes.
No, it's about 12 days now.
12 days.
Oh, 12 days. Going close to 2 weeks. Yeah. And how is it? Is it still erupting or is it subside? What would you say it is right now?
It is still in erupting mode. It erupted yesterday.
Popping.
Yeah, it popped again yesterday afternoon. So it will erupt, take a rest, erupt, take a rest. But the scientists here are trying to find out about the rest, how long the rest periods that be, but they cannot pinpoint it. So they wasn't expecting it to erupt again yesterday, but it did.
Okay, okay.
So from here on, we just have to wait and wait and wait.
Okay, so is it an opportunity to move persons out of the red zone then?
You mean when it's not erupting? Well, there's not many people
Yes.
left back in the red zone. Those who left back there is who want to remain.
Oh, they're behaving like the captain of the ship going down with it.
Yeah, they want to remain. So it's not that they can't get out. They want to remain.
What, to protect what? It's certainly not to protect their life and property.
Sometimes they want to look like the brave. Sometimes they want to secure from bandits, because they're bandits who would be in and about. Like they would leave the area, go to the safe zone, then go back to the red zone when things are quiet and loot places, and then go back again to the safe zone.
Very unfortunate.
Well, no. When you say that, and persons listening, that is in all nationalities and race. It's not something that is confined to Caribbean people. And I wouldn't want persons listening on the here could think that, that's Caribbean people. This is something in human being, right? That selfish, that greed.
It's an inborn conception, man. They have to do certain things.
Yes.
It happens all over the world.
Yes. And in any country and in they will carry out that behavior. So I don't want it to be look like a Caribbean thing.
Hey, it's worldwide.
Yeah, but how is things otherwise now? Because I know the economy is not going to be picked up. And how is the weather? Is it raining there to help contain the dust?
Weather is super fine. The skies are blue, with a few white clouds just sailing across.
Well, there's a model pan me all over the Caribbean, the sky
taking
blue.
their own time.
Daniel, don't rub it in. No, Daniel, don't rub it in. He's a man of man.
For him, man, the sun is out in all its splendor, man.
I'm telling you.
One question, Kenrol. One question. When I used to visit Vincent, one of the things that I always appreciate like is the abundance of fish. How are the fishermen making it out? How are the fishermen been making it out?
I have heard reports that there were dead fish seen around the shores in the red zone.
Okay.
Because the pyroclastic flow, when it enters the sea, it heats up the water.
Yeah.
So any fish in the area would suffer one way or the other. Whether it's from the ash or the sulfur.
Yeah, but what about the fishermen? Have they been able to go out?
Well, I was at the bayside in Kingston, and it was normal. It was like a normal day. So normally, I mean, they are up and about. They are up and about.
Okay.
What about commerce, Daniel? What about commerce? Is the bank and the other support groups open?
I went to town on Friday to purchase something from the store. And I went and met the store closed. And many stores were closed because the ash on the streets is really, really making a havoc. Lots of the food stores were closed because of the lack of water. So town is like 40% operating, in my rough judgment.
Yeah.
But then the folks on the street, it is bustling. It looks bright. But the stores, many of them are closed.
So question, Daniel. Question here. Is there a hike in the food price and commerce? Because that again is something that people will take advantage of.
That's a good question. I thought about inquiring that. But no, there's no spike in the supermarkets and so on. None that I know of. But in the market, when they sold the vegetables, I haven't gone there yet. Right, I haven't gone there yet to see how the prices are going. I think I'll try and do that today. But the main market was closed. The building was closed. But there are vendors outside on the streets selling as usual. But those indoor, the building was closed. It's just too much ashes.
And with regards to the cleanup, what the municipalities are doing about that?
Well, we have seen truck with fire hose taking water from the rivers and washing the streets.
Yes.
And that is about it. There is no vacuum truck to take up ash. So it's just the natural element, the rain would cause the ash to dissipate. Or we use fire hose to clean certain parts where it's needed. But time is what would clean that. Just time. Just time.
Yeah, well, the question is where will those deposits of hash go? Is there, because you have to make an environmental assessment now, There's going to be an environmental assessment.
It's going into the beauty part of the society. You know that health care, health and wellness, them say it good for your face and all part of your skin. So Mr. Daniel's supposed to start collecting some to get it tested.
That's too much to collect from, man. That is too popular.
Remember, you say any out of town come inside, it's cleaning up for that. Revlon and the whole of them.
That's too popular, man. That some guys are talking about mixing the ash with cement for plastering and so on. I don't know how well that would work.
I have a feeling it would work. I'm not feeling that.
No. But what, Daniel, in your estimate, how much of an impact has it result on the agriculture sector?
We would have lost, as you say, in my estimate, at least 60% of total agriculture.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's just my rough estimate.
Question, Daniel. What is your main agriculture product for both export and local consumption?
For export,
what are your main agriculture?
Ginger works well for export. Sweet potatoes. Talking all in one. A couple of years ago, I went to the market to buy cucumber, and I was told that cucumber was in the customs, and I couldn't get.
You mean the customs?
And I discovered that we were importing cucumber.
Wow!
Which shocked me. That was a couple of years ago, and there are carrots that we still do import.
Question, Daniel, because look, just a bit. With regards to, are you part of the whole sugarcane belt there in St. Vincent?
No, I'm not. No, the sugarcane belt is in the red zone.
Where?
It's in the red zone. In the red zone, that damage it on the coconut too, right?
But we're not so much into cane. Cane is not really popular here.
What about the coconut?
Well, the coconut has taken a hard hit. Those in the red zone, the heads of the trees are bowing over. But I even took a video. I'm not sure if I'm sure if I have it still.
Yeah, you'd send me a video. You sent me a video with all of that. We had posted up that too.
A coconut vendor and he said that he got coconut from the orange zone. So we can still get coconut.
What about breadfruit?
So,
What?
Breadfruit.
Breadfruit is not really in so much now.
Yeah, I know, yeah, but still, the trees.
But well, right now where I'm standing, I am seeing 3 breadfruit trees with breadfruit on them.
Oh, okay.
So in Kingston, there's breadfruit.
Okay.
You mentioned earlier. Yeah, Daniel, you mentioned earlier with regards to ginger as one of your export products and sweet potato. But on the average landscape, what are the heavily planted crops that you have you outside of ginger and sweet potato?
Different parts of the island specialize in different crops. Like in the Kingston area, there's lots of ginger. In the North Leeward area, lots of banana.
Yep.
Lots of mangoes.
Yes.
In the countryside, the windward side, lots of cassava and cocoa. You know, so it kind of mix. It kind of mix. Certain areas have certain crops. You know.
So therefore, your GDP of the country would be tourism, because you don't have a strong manufacturing sector. What
again?
I said your GDP of the country would be more tourism, because you don't seem to have a strong agriculture and export, and you don't seem to have a strong manufacturing.
It's just tourism and agriculture we depend on mainly. And because of the COVID, tourism is like it's wipe out. And then no the volcano, agriculture is half, three quarter wipe out.
Okay.
So we are in a terrible state, you know.
All right. Here in Jamaica, we get most of our earning from the top 4, which is tourism, remittance, BPO, which is a business processing outsourcing, and we look at agriculture. Now, do you have a strong BPO economy there?
Not really.
Which is a business processing outsourcing.
Not really. We need to improve on that also. That I would say, we need to improve on that.
Question, what's your ratio to the US dollar? What's your ratio to the US dollar?
You see, the $1 US is 2.68 EC dollars.
Okay, so you have a strong foreign exchange, almost like 2 for 1.
That is a fixed figure. It does not move.
Is it because you have a central bank that governs the entire Eastern Caribbean?
Well, I'm not sure what's the reason for it. I'm not sure, but that is a fixed exchange for years now, donkey years.
Okay, because just recently here in Jamaica. Here in Jamaica, starting this last Friday, the Bank of Jamaica now become an independent body, meaning the Bank of Jamaica no longer report to the Minister of Finance, but report to Parliament. And then what happened is that they are now in charge of making sure that the monetary policies is adhered to, and they take on the responsibility to regulate the banking sector. So let us hope, as I said, we can have a stable and fixed foreign exchange against the United States compared to your country where you're talking about 2.65 or whatever the number that comes out for against the US. So therefore, I take it you have a little bit a stable economy. Recently, Prime Minister Gonzalez was saying that teachers and civil servants they have owed to pay out over 30 million, and the money was not forthcoming right away. And then on top of this, the volcano. So again, I know your economy will be hit hard by that.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, and schoolhouse. Do you have a massive work by home program?
You mean concerning schools?
No, outside of the school, here in Jamaica, a lot of companies ask their employees to work at home, meaning maybe they work 3 days at home and come in 2 days. So the dynamics of the workplace has changed. Not many people go in. For example, the telephone companies that does service along with the utilities, the customer care. You can't walk in and ask for customer care. Everything is now all those representatives, all those personnel are working at home. So if you have an issue, you can't. You either have to use WhatsApp or you call in. Is that the same thing there now in St. Vincent?
Well, that will depend on what kind of work that you're doing. Because there are some work that you can to work from home. If you're going to clean the store, you have to work from the store. but many stores have their staff on go slow. Like if you have 2 people working normally before, today you have one working for 3 days, the other work for the next 3 days. So they rotate their services. Some people can work at home will stay at home.
Yeah, I heard that your utility, water and light was affected. How are you now in the restoration program?
The light was not really so badly affected. It's a slight interruption, but the water has been badly affected. It's on a scale of 1 to 10. The first 2 days of the volcanic eruption, we would have been down to like a 2. 10.
Daniel, question. Do you get your water supply from underground water or desalination?
It's from the mountains. It's from the rain.
Okay, so you have how many dams do you have in the country?
I don't know the numbers. Well, it's more tanks. The rain falls, fill the tanks, and the tank get filled to a certain capacity, and then gravity, because the tanks are on the hills. They are in the hills, so the country is gravity fed with water. So the more the tank is full, the more force comes into the lines, and it feeds the entire country. So there is no salination on the land, no underground water.
Okay, because we get our water again from the natural rainfall from the hills, and we store in dams. So right here in Kingston, we have 2 dams. We have the Mona Reservoir and the Hermitage Reservoir. And again, like I said, here Howard is not gravity feed. Howard is more pushed by electricity. So many a time when we down electricity, our water is affected, and many of the substations do not have standby plants. To generate the water.
That don't happen here. So we don't pump water. We only gravity feed.
Unless you live in a place like where I live, Teddy.
Don't show off now. No, you don't show off now, please.
I am just equating where I live with St. Vincent. We have gravity feed also. But
No, you have a river behind the house, you know.
The river,
Yeah, you have a river behind the house, so yeah, that is one of the luxuries not many people have.
When the ashes fall, it falls into the dam.
Into the dam, yeah.
Right, so it fills up the dam. So they have to close off the dam because the ash would get into the pipes. So they have to close that off, then clean it, wash it.
Yeah, but that's a cleaning to get that cleaned up now.
Exactly.
Massive work.
So that's why it's difficult now to get water.
Yeah.
But we have many different dams. So some of the dams are not so badly affected. Supply water also, so you have to ration the water, send it to two different places and so on, to share it around.
Okay, because the water situation, as you tell me now, that you have two things. One, potable water for drinking and recycled water for domestic use.
Yes.
And so, therefore, the importation and the gift of water that St. Vincent is getting is mostly for drinking purpose. It's not for domestic use, you know.
Yeah, well,
and
we
so
use
the water is for cooking and drinking. Huh?
I wouldn't go for cooking and drinking only. You gotta wash some kind of thing, you gotta wash your clothes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Well, out of this, I think I don't know. There should be, I think, all Caribbean islands, and I see it set up in Cayman, because unlike St. Vincent and Jamaica, Cayman does not have the natural resources of rivers and streams and brooks and all of that. So they set up what you call a desalination plant, turning seawater into fresh water.
Yes.
And I think that is something that these Caribbean countries need to look at, and it's something that we have been saying for years, especially here in Jamaica.
It's done in Barbados.
Yeah.
Barbados is flat, is the same thing, because most of the island where there is not much natural resources. Because remember, I always tell people why you didn't have much slavery revolt in Barbados is by the time them leave the plantation, they have to come back. There was no hill for them to hide.
There's no hills, no at all.
Unlike Jamaica and Haiti, when the slaves run up into the hills, they can't find them. In Barbados, they have to come back home. And the same thing with Cayman, although Cayman wasn't part of the whole slave trade.
Yeah.
But that is something that the government now need to look at, desalination. Because a high percentage of the water that we use is not for consumption. It's for cleansing, washing the car, washing up the dishes, cleaning the house, washing down the driveway. We use a high percentage. Out of 100%, I would have said that we only use 5% of consumption. It's just like we don't consume water that much as we use water to cleanse.
Yeah.
To wash your hair, wash your clothes, wash out the car. If you measure the water that you use for cleansing, it's a smaller proportion of that you would have used for consumption. And so the question is, why are we not using recycled waters in the home and then have bottled water, just like how they do it in Cayman? In Cayman,
you see,
it is potable water you pick up at the store, and in your house is the desalination water for cleansing, bathing, kitchen, and no, you use the water from the store for cooking and consumption.
The amount of water we get here is plenty. There is no need for any desal water right now unless in an emergency like all now. Apart from the
So what's the water rate?
or a hurricane.
What do you pay for water rate? What the average you pay for water rate?
I would use water. Let's say 4 people in a house,
Yes.
in a family, and
Yes.
use water. Normally, the bill would be like $30, $35 per month.
And that is how much in US?
In
That's
US,
35 EC. That's 35
yes,
EC.
EC.
Okay, so you're
Yes.
looking at a roughly about $15 US.
Less than 50. 12,
About
11, 12 across there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, well, that's not bad.
No, that's
Well,
We have plenty of water. Plenty water is here.
That's the bill.
so that means you have a good, you have a good thriving forest. You have a good forest.
A good one?
You have a good forest area. A good forest area for water
Oh,
because
yes.
is your water surface water or underground water? Is it surface or underground?
We do have springs also. About 13 springs, I think we have in
They
St.
are
Vincent.
both underground and you know.
Yeah, so the springs are underground and they never stop running 24/7 all year round.
Okay, we have one record Duns River. Remember that, Daniel?
But we're not suck up no water from Dodge River for going to people's house.
No. The way how Daniel is behaving, talking about 24/7. I just remind him that we have Duns River Falls.
Well, hey, the man, he's saying that because he's so proud because if Jamaica was doing half of what he just mentioned, we wouldn't even have to look past
No. Franco, let's get the facts in.
Jamaica don't supply water. Jamaica don't supply water. St. Vincent supply water to people.
Let me give you the facts. Let me give you the facts. So therefore, you don't continue to perpetuate fallacies. Jamaica do not have a water problem. What we are having is a distribution problem.
Hey,
you understand?
Listen me. Until that is proven in everybody's house in Jamaica, then I will say otherwise. Jamaica have a water problem.
No. Let me say it again, Franco. Let me say it again. Let me say it again, Franco. So therefore, you get to understand. What is happening is that the 2 dams that were constructed in Jamaica in the 50s, when the population was not what it is today, is supplying 3 or 4 more times its capacity. What both administration has failed to do is to seriously look at the distribution of water in this country. Both administrations, both the JLP and the PNP, and I can say it unapologetically, that both administrators have totally failed to look at that, because when you look at water on the western and the eastern and the northern side of Jamaica, we are doing well, or we have enough wells and surface water along with underground water. What the administration has failed to do is to address that situation, Franco. Meaning, for example, our dam here in Kingston, the Mona Reservoir, is full of silt for a number of years.
And how long that been going on
for? All they have to do.
And how long that been going on for?
It has been going on for a while.
59 years.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so
what we're saying,
case until them can distribute it sufficiently to add up to people's house, I will take back what I said, but I'm not going to take it back because I've been to Jamaica and I have to get up early morning and bathe from midnight.
We're not responsible for the year that I just stayed in Franco. Franco, you stayed in an area where maybe there's beef in water.
No. I want to tell you, the water runs stronger in West Kingston than in Asia.
Yes.
Stronger in West Kingston than in Asia.
People don't pay for domestic water and electricity in those areas.
I care less. Water should be pumping in everybody's homes since we're the land of food and water. So when Mr. Daniel a model pan Jamaica, I agree with him. Model pan them, sir. They don't have a water problem.
Mr. Daniel? So Daniel, are you there?
Yeah, he's still there. He's still there. You might listen to where I clear up or where I talk.
I have been to St. Vincent many times, and I've never experienced a water problem there. I don't think about
Okay, Flavors, don't sell out now, please. Please don't sell out. You must stay with the ship when it's going down. Now, let me go back to talk to Mr. Daniel in terms of economy. Let's go back to talking about economy. I know what you guys think for your Flavor. Let's go back and talk to Mr. Daniel. And he's giving us a broad spectrum of what is happening on the tapestry of the country in St. Vincent. So our listeners can understand, have a blow-by-blow understanding of what is happening. He pointed out that the 60% of the agriculture that have been lost, or the tourism sector have been hit strongly. Many of the commerce have not yet restored, about 40%. There are sections of the island that commerce is still manageable and task is undertaken. We discussed that at least in terms of the workforce, about 40% of the workforce is back because they are doing staff rotation. So therefore allow persons to be gainfully employed. So that's a brief understanding. If there's any change of what I just said, Mr. Daniel, you can correct me.
Okay. You're going good.
My summary of what you just said is it in line of what you said earlier in our conversation?
From my standpoint,
okay, I didn't write that down.
I may not get the exact.
I didn't write down a note. All of that is from memory. All of what I said was from memory.
From my assessment.
Yes.
It's from my assessment.
Yes,
so
that's what I'm saying.
Yes, so those who are in agriculture would be able to have the exact figures. But just my rough assessment, it's like that.
Yeah, because what you have done is given what you call a look at the tapestry. The land is divided into red zone and orange zone right now, right? Isn't that so?
Right. Red, orange, and green.
Okay, red, orange, and green. And green is the livable areas?
Yes. Green is to the south? Yes.
Okay.
But Kenrol, one question. What is the mood of the people now? What are the feelings of the people? The pulse.
The number one mood of the people, when would the last friend go back to sleep? And the people are just wondering what is taking place, because when we're thinking, well, okay, it's over now, then blam, it's gone again. So it's kind of harassing. The last eruption in '79, I remember it to be just one day. Bang, 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 bang. And then that's it. But this one just keep on going and going and going.
But Sir Daniel, let us look at all right. I would like to look at all three. 1902, 1971, and 2021. All right. 1902, 1600. I don't have the figure for 1971, but can you say what was the figure for 1971? Was it 71 or?
79.
Yes,
79.
79. Sorry. 79. Yeah, 79. What were the figures in terms of casualty? Approximately. You don't have to hit
remember. No, I don't remember if we had any casualties in 79 eruption. Maybe I'm not sure about that.
Well, what about 2021? What's the casualty?
0. There's no
Zero.
casualties.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So therefore, when we looked at it, because 1902 would have make it 120 years. 21. 19 years. Because next year it would have been 20. If my math is correct, Franco.
Yeah, man.
1902.
That'd be 119.
Because 119 years.
Yeah.
Right. And so we looked at it and said the mass evacuation program that's now in place because of this allows 0. So therefore it goes to show that you are doing well as a country and as a small nation in terms of harnessing and
yes, well, the seismic work is also a help in that the scientists will be able to see when we should move. But whereas in 1902, there may not have been all those instruments to tell, and people were caught by surprise.
Okay.
But there was warning now. We had lots of warning. So we were able to move beforehand.
That's a good move. That's like tornado.
When you send this phone,
warnings.
Early morning.
Yeah. Could you? Yes, Sir Daniel. For persons to get a little bit of understanding, you said the sound. Was the sound of the volcano? How would you best describe it? Telling it to somebody like us who have never heard it.
Okay. We are hearing now that this eruption was more violent than the 1979 eruption in terms of duration. In 79, I was 15 miles from the volcano, as I am now. And I would have seen and heard over the mountain, blow! Then the fire, then the lightning would spark. Then you hear, blow! And it spark again. But this eruption here, I haven't heard any blow. What I heard was a grumbling. Just a.
Was it also earth shaking? Did you feel? Did it chant then onto the land?
They would have been all the while. This time there was much more tremors.
Okay.
You know, and before the eruption, there were tremors and then a growl, a rumbling.
Okay.
There was really explosion. It was more like a rumbling.
Coming from deep down. Coming from.
Yeah, so it's disgruntled, it's unsettled, it's in a bad mood. So it's just rumbling.
Yeah, that sounds like some people I know, Mr. Daniels. Let's not call names. Yes. Let's not call names. We said that we are prejudiced.
There were some children when they get punished, when they get licks, they would just go and grumble, cry. Others would just want them and done with that. And some just keep on crying. Well, this is behaving just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that is somewhat like the fear of sex, Mr. Daniel. I keep on grumbling.
Yes.
No, let's leave it alone, Sir Daniel, because next thing discrimination come up. and it will reflect in our social page.
Yes.
And I like the band from the air.
We have a disclaimer that said the views and the opinion of the guest is not the views and the opinion of the Real Stuff podcast.
Okay, thanks. So I can go ahead and say.
So with that, gentlemen, we come to the end. Mr. Daniel, the man in St. Vincent, keeping us up to date.
Well, Daniel, anytime you make it Jamaica, let us know, and I'll be glad to take you around and show you the Fear Island.
Well, I don't intend to take the vaccine, number one. So which means it will be very difficult. Very difficult.
Maybe we can work across.
You can't get the COVID test.
Yeah, we can boat across, you know. When we're doing fishing. Yes, we might be doing fishing. Yeah, when we're doing the marine tournament, we might just come out that side a little bit.
Yes. Yes.
But in the future, I know you still keep in touch with Franco. And here in Jamaica, I personally would welcome you, and you can be my guest here in Jamaica. Like I show you Duns River Fall. That run 24/7.
That'd be nice.
If I show you Duns River Fall that runs 24/7. You have Reggae Falls too, you know. So that's
take it to Reggae Falls, Duns River Falls, Reach Falls, Walrus Falls. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Blue Lagoon. Yes.
A lot of falls.
The natural beauty of the land.
Okay.
So Daniel.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, man. We thank you very much.
Yeah, but you take care of yourself in St. Vincent there, and as I said, we will stay in touch because for the last two Mondays we have been covering what's happening in St. Vincent, and we're glad that we're getting the blow by blow, and we get a chance to talk to a person who is on the ground and take a look at what is happening to the economy, and wherever we as Caribbean people can rally. We have a song said rally around the West Indies, and we still want to rally around the West Indies. So to show the international community that we are one.
Exactly. Lovely.
So true,
Great.
so true.
Yeah. So on that note, from Kingston, Jamaica, the beautiful city. So where are you in St. Vincent, Sir Daniel?
In Kingston.
Okay, so from Kingston, St. Vincent to Kingston, Jamaica, we want to have a blessed day and keep the sky blue and keep the hope alive. And this is Teddy saying, you know what I mean? One love.
One love.
Franco.
Yes.
Take it out.
Thank you.
All right, cool.
All right, Flavius, Mr. Daniels, we come to the end of another Real Stuff podcast, and we thank you all for taking part. Those in the chat room who participated, those who are also just watching and listening to the updates of what is going on in St. Vincent. Before we get out of here, Mr. Daniel, tomorrow, whatever you can come up with for later tomorrow, we would appreciate it, because we want to make sure that we keep abreast of what is going on. A friend of mine is supposed to send me a list of drop-off points where people in the U.S. can drop off stuff to send to St. Vincent. So I will have that tomorrow, today, and tomorrow I make some announcement about that.
Okay.
But for today, blessed with the ability to breathe deeply and experience the response of other organs, strengthening the mindset to create the good day today. Breathe, beloved, deeply into the purpose of creating the good day today. Comfortably, breathe deeply. Every process relies on the rhythmic function. Connect universally. Today's creation delivers dynamic response options for the good day. And that's from Answer Lee. Yes, sir. So, Flavius, what you have to say?
Yes, sir.
We're going to give Mr. Daniel. We're going to give Mr. Daniel the last word today.
Yeah, I'm happy that we are able to cover this event. It's not, the nicest event to cover, but we have to cover it anyway. But I'm very happy that the mood of the people are changing, and that things are looking better, especially when that the volcano is kind of toning down. It has not withdrawn yet, but it seems like it's about to withdraw now. And that will be great. So
we hope so.
Cleanup can start, because I know cleanup going to be the biggest job to get rid of all this ash and get people's lives back together. But we are here with you, and our prayers always go out to you. Yes, and thank you again, Kenrol.
Yes, well, today our church, Faith Deliverance Church, is going to take meals to one of the shelters. We're covering 4 shelters. We covered 4 shelters thus far, different days for different shelters. Because we can't do it every day for one because of the restraint financially. But today we're going to a shelter in Edinburgh, and I'm going to feed the evacuees there, and we enjoy doing that. So whatever we can, we enjoy doing that. So we thank you all those who are listening. We thank you for your help, whether by prayer and finances. All support is needed at this time. So by God's grace, let's hope that things work out fine for us.
Yeah. So in the words from the Garifuna language, the words of our father, we have Queen Lubafu with our father in the Garifuna language, and then Tafina will take with myself to take us out. Until tomorrow, take care of yourself and your loved ones.
You lead us so full. You belong far away away. Ajugwala lebo buseru. Lida mua, lida sungfula. Lida mua, lida sungfula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know set me if it could flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi hide like a thief in the night. Me I fi get out of sight. Me I fi take away myself. I fi take away myself. I fi utilize I weeds. Shorty I cleave your eyes. I said, yeah. I find you very hard to resist. With this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, but soon you're gonna see.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel like myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel hide like a thief in the night. May I forget out of sight. May I feel take away myself. Take away myself. May I feel utilize I will. Show the eye a clean pair of heels. I say, been there, done that, don't need it again, yeah. I'm not a master, guess who won't play your game, yeah. To all you move, you off me way to the core.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
Take away